talkers, I be really out my mind. When the hate don't work, I guarantee to get the line. They all talk, dog, it's a room full of Bryans. I'm royalty, that means that it's in my bloodline. All hell the king, made the president resign. And if I'm not the king, then I'm making doves cry. I'm stepping on the scene.
We're just a stone's throw from the Delaware River. We've got some water to contend with ourselves. A steady rain falling at Lincoln Financial Field. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Philadelphia Eagles. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
This is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Right off the bat, Mills looking to throw it. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Mills. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
On 3rd down, here's Mills.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
The Eagles send out their punter now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Off play action. It's Howell.
Well, he's going to take a shot right away. And that is incomplete.
So many times we see teams go on the road and want to lean on their running game, but this crew just announced they're going to try and air it out and make hay downfield.
So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10.
They run with a 2nd-round pick from Iowa State. This is Breece Hall. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49.
The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
He's airing it out for Williams. And incomplete on the deep ball.
That's at least a couple of times that they've tried to stretch the field here in this first quarter. They haven't been successful yet, but obviously they're going to keep trying, and maybe they'll find some seams underneath as this game progresses.
A give running right is Hall.
And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
Now, this defense for the Eagles, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Washington.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there. And they came away with 3 interceptions in that game. Nice call by the defense there on 3rd down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
And he'll be out of bounds right around the 14.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Mills. And this one's incomplete. He's trying to get it to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And it's 3rd and short.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
3rd and short yardage. Mills. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Now throwing on 1st down here.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. And a nice gain of 21 yards. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you wonder, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33.
That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a 1st down. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon.
They'll go play action. Howell.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Sione Takitaki from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
2nd down, Howell back to pass.
Buying time to his left. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the 1st down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Well, backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. For the play fake, and now here's how to throw it. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And the Eagles will take over here just shy of the 30. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much. And it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. There is no denying they want to get him involved. That's already the 5th time that they've looked his way in this first quarter.
So that tells me defensively that they want to insist on going in that direction. Make sure you've got your best people in the area to try and take that away.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Mills. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. To throw, Mills. And that's incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. A chance for Waddle on the return. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the plague did on the last one.
They'll send the tight end in motion.
Faking the handoff, Howell.
Finds the open man, it's Mike Williams. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. No score after 1 on EA Sports. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
2nd down. Howell now.
pass incomplete.
That was not a real confident throw right there, and he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove with a big third down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Howell throwing on 3rd down here. And this pass broken up. And the contact way of time there. And now 4th down. Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that, right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And given the elements, this might have been what we would have expected, Charles. Scoreless into the 2nd quarter.
The elements have definitely played a part in this game, a big part. And I think that both teams have been a little slow to adjust their playbook and start playing to whatever their strengths are in these conditions.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense. I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Mills to throw it.
Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. We sort of suspected that the elements might wreak havoc on both of these offenses, and that's been the case. No points on either side as this drive begins with a 1st down.
On 1st down, Howell. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And they're going to get this up to midfield. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Hall again on 2nd down.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, 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 and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
They go play action with Howell.
Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted.
Picked off by Fred Warner.
second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates are going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it's second down.
Mills now.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. And this one is no good. He missed it.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. Give to Hall running right. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. That's to Waddle on the quick slam. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Powell to the air on 1st and 10. And he'll just get rid of it.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. And Howe will throw it. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. It's Williams on the catch. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles 16. Straight ahead is Hall. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 49 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. They'll run it here with P-Ryan. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Going for it on 4th. Here's Howell. And it's caught. And the Jags are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Well, it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big-time throw on 4th.
Now that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there and making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a receiver because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's 4th down and you got to convert.
A little bit of extra pressure, but he overcame it.
Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. One more time with Hall. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Breece Hall, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. The point after through the raindrops up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Looking to throw is Mills. Man open, it's St. Brown. He's got it. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Jaguars out on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the 2nd half. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
Ball again on second down. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. They'll come to the line here, needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Howell down to throw it. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11. And the Jaguars send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. Uses the stiff arm. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. A first down throw for Mills. And that is incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far,
he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And the Jaguars are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
61 yards on the ground for him so far.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
From the 35 on second down. Howell, he's going to loft one deep left side here. He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Jaguars. Jalen Waddle, his second touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point up and through, and it's now 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. So the offense back out now, coming off its first interception of the game the last time out, trying to reestablish some momentum here, Charles. But they're trailing
defensively, maybe these guys smelling the blood in the water a little bit.
Yeah, I think that they probably are, but what they need to do right now is just make sure they don't force the action too much themselves. They've got them on the run a little bit. You just want to be in a position where if they make another mistake, you're there to capitalize on it and take it away from them.
They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Mills throw complete there to St. Brown. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game, and he's got a first down.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
Mills now looks to throw on first down. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage. Because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 42. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
I can't help but chuckle a little bit because at this point, it can't be a surprise to anyone in the building who's going to get the ball. They just keep feeding him over and over, and he just keeps on delivering.
Mills on first down. St. Brown making the catch on the out route.
And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. That'll give him 8 that time. And that'll bring up a second down in just a couple.
Working out of the gun, Mills. That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 34 yards. And the Eagles are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third. The extra point up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. Now Hall to start the drive. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
And this will be a Jaguars first down as the tackle made at the 35-yard line. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Hall again. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Here's 2nd and 9. Just a yard on that last run. On 2nd down, a run with Hall.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 90 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Handoff, running left. Here's Hall. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right. This time they'll throw it with Howe. He's going to look deep down the field. And this is caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Jalen Waddle, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Jaguars look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. The extra point up and good. And it's now 21-7. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's good for an Eagles. 1st down, Mills. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Mills. That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 37. A gain there of 21 yards.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? On 1st and 10, Mills. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Max Crosby blowing up the play and getting the sack.
Max Crosby is really starting to get his due around the league as one of the best young pass rushers in the game. 25 sacks in his first 3 seasons.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Completes it to Benjamin. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. They'll go for it and run a little touch pass here. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a 1st down. A nice, consistent gain.
Mills again. And he's He's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Let's go now.
Another try after the first down sack. Mills. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the Jags are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
Oh, wide open, complete. Touchdown, Jaguars. Jalen Waddle, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Jags have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter. Another touchdown through the air for them, and for this rookie quarterback at the helm, he has put them in a great position, Charles, to get the victory in this one.
He's absolutely taken charge. Every touchdown for them has come via his arm. 0 rushing touchdowns, no special teams, no defensive scores. All him throwing the football. He's in cruise control right now, and so is his team.
Point after, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. But probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the fourth quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Mills. Got St. Brown running the quick slant here. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And they'll throw again. Here's Mills. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Mills, 4th down, gotta have it. He'll go right back to St. Brown. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now flags come in here. Looked like one of the Eagles might have moved. So after the penalty, heading in the wrong direction, 2nd and 15. Here's Mills. Completing it here to Marvin Jones. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. Someone moved. Flag is out. That's going to be 5 yards.
And that'll drive coaches crazy. You work all week on dealing with loud crowds, on dealing with motion, and then you have a guy jump.
After the false start, sets up a 3rd and 9. Again, it's Mills. He wants it all for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Jaguars are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
They'll give to Hall. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the Jaguars, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals.